This is breaking news, and it's very significant. The United States had plans to take out countries that are on President Trump's visa ban list. President Trump is set to sign executive orders that would include a temporary refuge ban and a suspension of visas for citizens from Syria and 6 other Middle Eastern and African countries. These countries that were named are reportedly Syria, Iraq, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. In this list, there was no mention made of Saudi Arabia. Coincidentally, during the 2007 interview, General Wesley Clark stated that wars were planned in 7 countries. He said the Bush administration had plans to, quote, take out Iraq, Libya, Lebanon, Syria, Somalia, Sudan, and even Iran, unquote. And I'll leave a link below for you so you can see the 2-minute video. General Wesley Clark, wars were planned for these 7 countries. The activist Post reports that although such a refugee ban is welcomed by many frightened Americans because of the overplayed hype that the media reported on the threat of refugees sweeping into Western countries, I live in Europe, and I've been telling you often that we have a chaotic situation with illegal immigrants coming from these countries flooding the whole of Europe. And we have to feed them and clothe them and house them on a daily basis. And I'd like to tell you that the food that they're given is GMO free, and it's bioculture food, all right? No pesticides, nothing. And how do I know that? Because a few of the portions that were left over from them were given to our church for the poor to be fed. So that's what I read in the ingredients and the information. Now, going back to the article, General Clark's list of countries is not an irrelevant conspiracy theory. These countries have seen heavy interference from the United States in the last 10 years or so. In 2016, the country that Obama bombed most, of course, was, as we know, Syria. The United States was spending approximately $1 billion each year assisting al-Qaeda rebels, the majority of whom are ISIS core belief system. Now, Libya was destroyed back in 2011 by NATO powers, an offensive in which the US had the most integral role, and the US was backing the jihadists there who fought against the US in Iraq to topple the Libyan regime. Even up until his last day in office, Obama was still bombing Libya from Missouri, believe it or not. Now then, after this, Obama bombed Somalia throughout his presidency. Not only was he relentless bombing Yemen, but he also supported the Saudi-led coalition assault on Yemen's civilian population. So it could be argued that President Trump is set to discontinue these practices. So far, he's well on track to rapidly pursue them. His first weekend since inauguration, okay, yesterday was Friday, 1 week from his inauguration. His administration conducted a number of drone strikes in Yemen with no hint at a reversal of Obama's policy, even though his approval was not required for those strikes. And in addition, the American public aware that American troops are stationed in Sudan? Do people know that we have forces in Sudan? American troops can go there, but refugees fleeing a brutal conflict can't come to the United States. So it's not clear why Iran is not on this list of 7 nations, other than the fact that Trump opposes the Iranian nuclear deal and has a love affair with Israel, Iran's number one nemesis. The internal aspect of Iran is not embroiled in any significant military conflict for now, something Trump may look to change. Notable emissions from the refugee ban list include, of course, as we said before, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is the country that admitted aiding terrorists as a tool of foreign policy that has exported its radical Wahhabism theology. The United Arab Emirates, where the majority of the funding of 9/11 passed through. Turkey, which has been shown to aid ISIS fighters as they travel to and from Syria. Then we also have Qatar, which has spent an immense amount of its vast wealth arming these jihadists to fight Syria. Afghanistan, where Al-Qaeda was born. So in essence, the countries kept off the list are the ones that created the problem, yet the countries on the list are the ones having to deal with the problem. Is that fair? This article is by Carol Adel and it's on your Newswire. I'll leave a link below for you for this.